Hey, welcome back to another episode for Life for Living Well. My name is Richard, and before I dive into the topic that I have for us this week, I'd like to say if you like to receive weekly article or news week from Life for Living Well community, please you can sign up on our website with your email, and every week we drop an article, an interesting and helpful and engaging article, and then you'll be the one of the people on the list that will receive it. So, and if you'd like to know what Life for Living Well does as a community, you can also check it out on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. So let's get into it without taking much of your time. The topic that I'm looking at this week is what I call the value of time, a precious asset. As we normally do, is to take one individual outstanding human being and use their own perspective about the particular topic that we wanted to dive into. So this week I'll be taking quote from Benjamin Franklin, and he's put it this way: "You may delay, but time will not." It's a short sentence, but it's a powerful one if you kind of digest it, reflect on it, and let it sink into your heart. He said once again, "You may delay, but time will not." So, why did I decided to pick this particular topic? So I've been reflecting some of the messages that I was able to push out in the last few weeks. And some of them is more about what I've learned about particular event, what I've learned about the habit or behavior, what I've learned about hobbies, what I've learned about different things. So I've asking myself in the week that what the time have taught me. What is the thing that I've learned with time, over the time? Coming from the place where I have no value for the time, I have no awareness of time. I was just being like a basic, like a animal, that I just live my life, that I feel like I have it unlimited resources. But things begin to happen in life that is either make you wiser or you perpetually remain insane. That you keep doing the same thing again and you're expecting something different. And it's just what Albert Einstein says, that it is insanity. But the time have a certain way to teach you a valuable lesson, to bring you up, that you realize that you'd rather bend or break. So time is one of the most valuable assets a person possesses. It's not the money that you have, it's not the job status that you have, it's not the beauty that you carry. It's not all those things that you think is the most valuable asset for you. Is the time. So unlike money or material possessions, time is irreplaceable. Once you lose it or lost it, you cannot regain it again. Money, you can lose it and you can make it again. Someone that knows how to build a business or making money, even if they lose everything, they can recreate it again. But time, it seems not to be able to recreate it. Once you lost that time, it's gone. You cannot hand back once lost. And once we understand the significance of time, something will change in our output of it, in our relationship with time. We become very wisely, And this knowledge and understanding of time can also lead to significant success in our life. It can make us happy if we want, and most especially, it can enriching our personal fulfillment. And not every one of us have the potential to amass the amount of resources, material things, status, or friend. There's inequality in the world in that area, even in family. But one thing everybody have in common is time. And we often choose how we make that time more impactful to our life or to the life of others. It is Abraham Lincoln that once said, it is not the length of years that matter, but the quality of the length of years. So in an advanced economy, just imagine how they work out with the time and they try to define your values based on the time as well. Either right or wrong, this message is not about looking at it in a right or wrongful way, but it's more to emphasize how time is used by different country, by different economy. So your pay rate is calculated on an hour. The time you will spend to complete a task or activity. It can also use for measurement or determine how much you accomplish within the time to measure your productivity. So by default, we often measure things by amount of money we spend or have rather time spent to accumulate it. Even so, our most precious asset is our valuable time. I want you to sink in and think and reflect on this. So, let me now make it more bold, make some claim, and I want you to take your time to think about it. And if it's something that you don't agree with, reject it. So let's talk about irreplaceable nature of time. Unlike any other resources, time is the only resource that it is finite. So each person is given 24 hours in a day. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're healthy or whether you're sick. And how they choose to spend those hours determine the course of their life. While money lost can be regained and material things replaced, time once gone is lost forever. So this makes time the most precious resources one can have. And let's look at what time has to do with the success. From things that I've read, things that I've observed, the people that I associate with, how they use time to build their success. So successful individuals recognize the importance of time and manage it effectively. They set clear goals, prioritize their tasks, and avoid procrastination. Productivity and efficiency are key to making the most out of their limited time available. I once be asked by a friend when they trying to reach out and I wasn't reachable at that time. So we catch up and he was asking me, oh, what have you been doing that we have not? So I was saying to him, oh, actually I was preparing for a marathon in Japan. Oh, I was launching and publishing my new books. And then he said, how did you find the time? And I said, I didn't find the time. The time is there. It's what I decided to block and use the time for. And I said, okay, what time, how many hours you work? What time you be at home? When you're at home, what do you do at home? So realize that he actually got extra 7 hours each day. And the way he used it, it wasn't the same way I'm using my extra 7 hours. And again, it's because you cannot just use the time without having a clear goal and setting agenda what you wanted to accomplish in doing that. So people that are more effective with time, they are also very good in setting goals, determine what they want to do, and become intentional about it. And they don't procrastinate things, they take the right actions. So those who waste time on unimportant matters often struggle to achieve their full potential. That's why you see someone that's so smart, so intelligent, but they are not able to deliver beyond their ability. So another thing that synonymous with time that I wanted to cover in this podcast is the role of time in personal growth. As I opened this message earlier, there was a time in my life that I was so poor with the time. Time has no relevance to my life because I was unconscious with my attitude to the time. I was just giving it, and I say yes to a lot of things that I should say no to. Not knowing to me that when I say yes to something, I'm saying no to another thing. I wasn't developed enough to understand what is more important to me that I can not say no to. I just thought that I have unlimited time. So time is also essential for personal development. Learning new skills, nurture relationships, and maintaining physical and mental well-being. All these things require time. You start a relationship, it takes time to bond, to know the person. Know them, re-know them, not the initial feelings that you have toward them. And even when you know them, how evolved you become to accept that person the way they are rather than the way you want them to be. It's not the language that the people use and say, I like a tall guy, I like a light girl. And then you ask yourself, how come you still single? Because the last boyfriend, the last girlfriend you have, they're very tall, they're very light in complexion or very dark in complexion. And they still don't get the insight to it because their metrics of choosing a fling is the same metric they use to choose a potential relationship partner. So, on our personal growth life, even building a wealth, it takes time. Building the skills, it takes time. Owning that skills to the point that you can marketize it, it takes time. And with that time, over the year, that's why some people in their 50s, they make more money in their career than they make in their 20s. Why is that? Because over the time, over the year, they acquire multiple skills, multiple knowledge, multiple understanding, and the employer is ready to pay for that knowledge because the value they bring into the business. And that takes me to another area that I would like to cover with this podcast is the cost of wasted time. I have been talking about the benefit of using time wisely, utilize it to our own growth, success, and even shaping our relationship with others. But what about when we waste time? And how do we waste time? So, as you listen to me, are you currently wasting your time? There's things that you really want to do, but you're afraid to do it, so you push it to tomorrow and the next tomorrow. When I was living in Spain, there's a Spanish word that I pick and I use it every time when people ask me to do things that I really don't want to do. I said, Richard, can we go do this now? I will say Mayana. Until one day somebody said, why everything is Mayana? Is because I'm pushing it to tomorrow. So tomorrow come will be tomorrow. So are we doing that with our time as well? That the thing that we can do today, we're pushing it for tomorrow to do. That's how we waste time, because today's time you cannot replace it again. So wasting time can have a long time consequences. How do we waste time? We waste time using procrastination. We waste time using laziness. We waste time allow and accept and engaging distractions to lead to missed opportunities and regret. So many people only realize the value of time after they have lost precious moments. Therefore, in my own view, it is crucial to be mindful of how time is spent and how to make conscious effort to use it effectively. Are you wasting your time right now? Are you in that relationship that you know is not going to go anywhere? But you just say, let's wait and see. And each day your soul is down, that you're so sad that you cannot do it. So is it not good for you to focus your attention and your love to yourself and focus your energy to the things that you really passionate and care about? And the door open again, because you become to you radiate joy and happiness. Everyone to be with someone like this. So time management strategy. So how do you manage your time? And these are the few things personally I do every day with my tasks. I try so much to get myself set up for a week or my weekend on Sunday evening to define what I wanted to achieve that week. And each day I pick 3 things from my list to work on. So I can feel the instant joy, instant feedback at the end of the day when I can strike it up that's done satisfactorily. So what are the time management strategies that I personally use? Number 1, prioritizing tasks. It is important to not just list something that you want to do. Each of these tasks have different weights, have different value to you. Some of the tasks will get you closer to your bigger goal. So you break it down based on the high, medium, and low. And my priority is to focus on the high first and try and block any distraction to make sure that I get all the high tasks done. Because once I've done that, at the end of the day, I've completed 80% of my tasks for that day. And most especially before you create the task is to setting goals. So what is your short-term goal? What's your long-term goal? Mostly your short-term goal should be working toward your long-term goals. If you want to save £10 and you are managed to save £1 this month, so it means that if you are consistent with that, you will be able to save £10 in 10 months, or £10 in 10 days, or £10 in 10 hours. If you save £1 in each hour. So increase your focus. The third one is the same thing as avoiding distractions. Especially now, it's even more challenging to keep to pick your focus, attention to things for so long, even for 5 minutes. The thought, the social media, the notification, the other people, the emails, the phone calls, the family. If you live with them, so it is for you to minimize time you spend on unproductive activities like excessive social media use. Another point that I put down is maintaining a schedule. So plan the day to ensure all essential tasks are completed. Like I said, your energy and focus should be more on your high and medium priority. And it's also helpful if you can block the time so that you reduce any distractions in doing that. Lastly, taking break wisely. It is very tempting to say, I will not leave until I finish what I'm doing. You might be doing it poorly. You might be struggling to get it done. And you will be surprised the benefit of taking break. You get a new feeling, new focus in what you are doing. You refresh. You might even get an insight how to even do it better. And finally, time is a gift that should never be taken for granted. By valuing and managing time effectively, individuals can achieve success, personal growth, and meaningful life. Every moment counts, and make the most of it is the key to a brighter future. I hope this message helps someone, and I hope that you're able to take the time and use it for your own growth, for your own success. Until we meet again, please stay safe and have a wonderful week. Ciao.